Welcome to today's Heartland Market Talk. Good afternoon, everyone. Grain futures sharply lower, led by the soybeans. Last trading day of the month, last trading day of the week, and that brought in selling overnight as the radars lit up in South Dakota and moving towards northern Nebraska and western Iowa. It's great if it would be raining a lot, but it turns out that those rains are only 1,500ths to 6,500ths of an inch of rain, when many are actually hoping for them to be well over an inch, as there's deficits in those areas, and the rain is needed after this week's heat that they went through. Everybody gets a few days of cooling here for a while before that heat re-intensifies next week. But end of the month, end of the week had a massive selling show up. Canola collapsing some $39 today on the November contract to $839.40 a ton. And that buried the bean oil overnight, early this morning, down $2 to $62.72. And so it was just selling across the board as the radars made it think like, hey, there's plenty of rain out there, no problem. Here's the catch. There's been many forecasts of rain, as North Dakotans know, but also many forecasts of rain since the end of June, early July, for Minnesota and Iowa to have gotten a lot of rain, and they haven't. It's always come up short, yet the market never comes back and rectifies it, other than when they acknowledge the Monday afternoon crop ratings data that never performs like they hope for improvement. And we do know next Monday those ratings are going to be down, probably anywhere in the range of 1% to 3%, with many leaning towards the 3% down for corn and beans. Yet the market continues to vacillate like everything's okay, because there's so much hope. It seems like everybody's just fixated on Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, and Missouri, that, record crops there are going to offset the Western Corn Belt, which makes everybody hunky-dory. Well, here's the catch. Let's look at the numbers, break it down. 30% of the U.S. corn crop and 31% of the U.S. soybean crop is in a drought. Just so your brain can handle this, let's just say a third of all corn and beans are in a drought right now. Now, when we look at the corn, 20% of all corn acres are in a severe to extreme drought, and 16% is in a moderate drought. Look at it by state. 100% of North Dakota corn is in a drought extreme. 98% of South Dakota and Minnesota is in a drought, and 67% of Iowa, which is, by the way, is the number one corn producing state in the nation and the number two producing state in the nation, and 67% of Iowa is impacted by drought. So unless soaking rains start showing up over the next 2 weeks, there is just no way that the Eastern Corn Belt is going to be able to offset the problems that the Western Corn Belt is carrying. And you've got literally, with Iowa, 40 to 43% of the corn crop is in a drought. Now, it's supposed to rain in Iowa, areas up through north of Des Moines, probably to Waterloo, Iowa. They're supposed to get rains. The only catch is these are totaling anywhere from a quarter to an inch and a quarter, yet the market's acting like it's a 3-inch deluge of rain. It's not there. It never does come in there. So now as we go in the next week, yes, we're going to come in Monday. Temperatures are cooler, but we're going to be looking at how much rain really fell, because 60 to 65% of the Midwest is not going to get rain through this weekend. And the long-term models show everybody stays dry through mid-August. And by mid-August, by the time we get to August 10th, the longer-term models are hinting we're going to start heating back up again. And not just heating back up to 88 degrees, where it's nice. No, they're talking mid to upper 90s down into the Midwest. This is going to be raising havoc on the potential yield and the USDA to be able to hold the story together on August 12th when the next crop report comes out that everything's hunky-dory. Just don't worry about it. And then worry about more is that corn in Brazil hit $8.50 and retreating a little bit today, but they had snow and more freezing weather overnight. Granted, more on the higher elevations, but there was corn that was trying to mature that got froze, so there's some light test weight. And the wheat crop that was jointing, well, that went kabash. And so now, in spite of strength that showed up earlier in the week today, that faded away as end users are sitting on their hands. They've learned to do this. Don't chase the rallies. They implode on themselves because the end users aren't here replacing the speculators who run the price up. So it's end of the month. Everything falls out of bed. So this is that classic. We talk about this. If you've been listening to me for years, we always talk about last day of the month, first day of the month. If we go down into it, we turn in next week as we turn the calendar over. How does that happen? Prices start trending back up. Vice versa. You roll in at the top of the month, like July 1, corn was on the highs of the month. We roll into the highs. They sell it, and by the time you get into the next week, she goes down. So we'll see. Past results are not indicative of future results, but consider this carefully. The prospects of grains being at a low last day of the week, last day of the month here, turning higher next week is better than a 50-50 probability. But for now, we are in the tank here on most of this stuff. Soybeans, November, down 31 and a quarter, 13.46 and a half. Bean oil down 203 at 62.68. The corn for September down 8 3/4 cents, 5.49 and a quarter. December off 9, 5.47 and a half. Wheat, Chicago, September off 3 and a half, 7.01 and 3/4. The Kansas City wheat down 2 3/4, 6.71 and a half. Minneapolis wheat, yep, it's confirmed. Wheat crop out there is in the tank. Definitely 40% below last year's crop, and likely the USDA will probably be lowering spring wheat for Canada in the coming reports because they're no better than us. But Minneapolis wheat still parked here some 40 cents off the highs made 2 Sunday nights ago. We are down 13 cents right now to 9.05 and a half for September. December off 11 and a quarter, 8.92. The cattle lower across the board. Box beef climbing. Packers are making over $5 a head per steer again. Box beef jumping $3.60 on the choice to $2.78. Select up $1.59 at $2.58.41. Been a good week for the Packers. Cash trade pretty much widely traded $1.16 to $1.23, mostly $1.20, just up $1 from last week. But futures are down 30 on the August, $1.22.30. December down 50, 132.77. February cattle down 30, 137.32. Feeder cattle aren't even getting any help from the lower corn market and feed grains. August feeders down 35, 158.15. October down 17, 164.02. Jan feeders down 7, 165.25. Hog futures renewed selling as a top for the recovery rally that got underway since June is now over with. Down $1.42 on the October hogs, 87.55. December down $1.12, 81.27. As we go to the metals, gold giving back big gains that were found yesterday. It's end of the month, end of the week. Down $18.10, 18.1770. Silver down 25 cents, 25.52. Bitcoin's going to close the week out strong, but under 40,000. Retreating today, $660 to 39,008. Ethereum up $28, 2,342 last. And crude oil, about the only commodity out there able to maintain strength at the end of the week and end of the month, is back up 52 cents, 74.13. Gasoline up a penny, 236.19. And heating oil up a penny, 219.93. If you have any questions, and better yet, if you'd like to get some morning information on your phone, texting, if you'd like to get daily emails and videos about what's going on in the market, go to our website. Sign up for our newsletter. It doesn't cost you anything for 2 weeks, or even text the word wheat to the number 9557. If you're not driving, text wheat to 95577. Get a 2-week trial. What have you got to lose, right? Just a reminder to always remember, past results are not indicative of future results. Consider us carefully before ever investing. Our analogy is made with the best known information that is expected to be true and known, but it changes by the hour in the commodity markets. And so something that could have been considered fact can change as the facts change.